Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to our live health show, Your Health, coming to you live from Ikra TV. Welcome back. Jazakallah khair. Before the break, we were just discussing the benefits of fasting and other aspects of heart health. So I was mentioning that we take our heart health for granted until it's too late, until we kind of get the first chest pain. We don't realize, and after that we kind of go to like extremes and put everything in, and we expect the results to come in 24 48 kind of hours. It doesn't work like that. We need to start investing in our health as soon as we get the realization that nutrition, the right nutrition, is so beneficial for heart, and the wrong kind of foods is so detrimental to our heart. Lack of exercise is so bad for us. Lack of sleep is so bad for us. Sedentary lifestyles are so bad for us. So it's very important that we kind of get ibrat, or we learn a lesson from other people who are not so fortunate. So everybody should every day, they should, if not every day, every second day, half an hour of exercise, brisk walking, any kind of exercise that makes your heart beat faster than normal. That should be done every single day or every second day, number one. Number two, we need to educate ourselves about the benefits of olive oil, especially for heart health. Olive oil, also like fish oil, is so good for the heart, mashallah. And the other thing I want to mention today is a list of foods which are so good for clogged arteries which are actually clogged. So the first food I want to mention is, mashallah, if you go to the slide, Adil bhai, slide number 3, jazakumullah. So inshallah, when the slides come, the first food on the list is fatty fish. No, the heart one, jazakallah. So we've got a list of 10 foods, and we'll go through them in no special order. They're all important, but the first one I want to stress is oily fish, mashallah. Salmon fish or haddock. This fish is amazingly good. Fatty fish is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Salmon, mackerel, it can reduce inflammation and lower levels of cholesterol, guarding against blockages. Now, there's some fishes which you normally get from these kind of grocers, and these fishes are known as farmed fish. Farmed fish are very, very bad for you. Farmed fish are very, very bad for you. Why? Because these farmed fish, the conditions they're farmed in, make them like toxic. They contain parasites, and it's well established that they are very, very bad for your health. So you need to really avoid farmed fish. And unfortunately, a lot of these grocers and certain well-known grocers, when you go, whenever they have sales on, it's always on farmed fish. You need to ask for fresh water fish, and as much fish as you can have. It's a win-win-win situation. We can do a whole show just on fish oils. Fish oils are one of the basic things which are so good for your general health, for children, for adults, for ladies who are expecting, for people who are elderly, for everybody. It's so good, and we mentioned why. Lowers levels of cholesterol, lowers inflammation, helps with homocysteine levels, and it's just so good for your mental state of mind as well. Moving on to the second food, berries. Berries are so good. They contain so much antioxidants, mashallah. Strawberries, blueberries, all kind of berries, raspberries. They combat oxidative stress, and they can reduce potentially the risk of plaque which builds up in the artery. This plaque is so dangerous, it decreases the lumen. So if your lumen of your artery, example, is bilfaras this big, the plaque will, it's like a fur, homocysteine and cholesterol just makes it narrower. So when your heart is under stress and it wants more blood, the lumen, the diameter of these vessels is too less, so you don't get that much as oxygen and nutrients as your heart needs, and that's when you feel the angina pain. And sometimes it just completely blocks up and your heart muscle dies. So berries are very, very good for your heart. The third thing is Avocados, mashallah. Avocados, you must have tried avocados. These are very, very good fats. Then like a powerhouse of heart healthy mono unsaturated fats. You get polyunsaturated fats and mono unsaturated fats are the good fats, mashallah. They're found in eggs as well and various other things. They can again lower your cholesterol. And I mentioned before, if you want to reduce your cholesterol, the biggest thing you need to do is stop all forms of sugar. All forms of sugar, because your body produces cholesterol, and that cholesterol that's found especially in the venous supply, that is in reaction to the sugar, the lesions that sugar causes in your venous supply. Cholesterol goes there too. It kind of just like putty of this. So avocados are very, very good, mashallah, to lower your levels of cholesterol. And again, fasting, Monday, Thursday fasting is so good for you. I did a small speech last week on the benefits of fasting, and I mentioned there that one of the 8 benefits of fasting, and there's a lot more than 8, one of the benefits was that it reduces insulin resistance. And the next day, Friday, I went to Sheffield, and after the bayan, one of the persons said, Maulana Sahab, I would have got diabetes a long time ago. I said, why? He said, because I eat half a pound of sweets every day, half a pound of chocolates, ya Allah. So I said, well, what do you do that, you think it stops you from getting diabetes? He said, I fast Monday and Thursday, and I fast on the white days, 13, 14, 15th of every Islamic month. Subhanallah. So I said, yes, I know, I spoke about this the day before, and I mentioned that one of the benefits of fasting is that it reduces insulin resistance. So subhanallah, it's not just me saying it, and not just that person. There's been entire books written on this, on the benefits of fasting, intermittent fasting, Monday, Thursday. And as I said before, if you can't fast in the Islamic fast, then no problem. Just reduce your calories. Keep having water, and in fact, you can reduce your the whole 24 hours. Just divide it by 3, 8, 16, 24. So 1/8 of the day, 8 hours of the day, you can eat. Let's say between 12 to 8, you can eat, and after that, you don't eat anything until next day, 12 noon. So you can do this, mashallah. And this will have such a great impact. And you need to do it cumulatively, do it regular. No one wants to keep fast. No one wants to miss the early morning tea. And the weird thing is that, normally if you can't have food, no problem, you say, yeah, I'll go back and have it when I go home, maybe 5, 6 o'clock. But when you have a fast, shaitan comes to you and makes you grumpy, makes you angry, makes you remember the tea you're missing. That's from shaitan. You've done it before so many times where you've had no food for whatever reason. You had to rush to the office and you had no time, you were so busy. No problem. But when you're fasting, shaitan and his army comes and gives you all these waswas, these thoughts. As Allah Ta'ala says that shaitan has this power. Min sharril waswasil khannas alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. He's got the power to put these thoughts into your heart and retreat, put them again and retreat. So to combat that, we need to understand the benefits of fasting. The benefits also include the happiness of Allah, the reward that we get from Allah Ta'ala, and the health benefits. They're innumerable. It's one of the biggest things you can do. Try it and just reap the benefits. Win-win. Benefits in the world, benefits in thereafter. And the Hadith Sharif tells us as well, لِلصَّائِمِ فَرْحَتَانِ هِنْدَ فَطْرِهِ وَفَرْحَةٌ هِنْدَ لِقَاءِ رَبِّهِ. لِلصَّائِمِ فَرْحَتَانِ فَرْحَةٌ هِنْدَ فَطْرِهِ وَفَرْحَةٌ هِنْدَ لِقَاءِ رَبِّهِ. A fasting person has 2 happinesses. One, when he breaks his fast, mashallah. And number 2, the happiness when he will meet Allah Ta'ala and Allah will give him reward, mashallah. So we mentioned avocados. Nuts and seeds. The next slide, the benefits of nuts and seeds. Again, these nuts and seeds contain, the nuts contain monounsaturated fats, mashallah. Lots of omega-3 oils inside these nuts. So good for heart health and so good for the mind health. They contain, as I mentioned before, they're rich in fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, plant sterols. All these, especially plant sterols, they all work in reducing cholesterol. But as I mentioned before, if you want to reduce your cholesterol directly, then stop your sugar, because cholesterol is found in every cell. The liver makes cholesterol, 81, 82. If you reduce cholesterol from your foods, your liver will increase it. It's the cholesterol that's found in the arteries and the veins. This is the problem, and that's caused by sugar. So nuts and seeds, mashallah, if you increase your intake of nuts and seeds, get into the habit of snacking on nuts and seeds rather than biscuits. Oh, the biscuits are so bad for you. You know, a lot of them have hydrogenated fats. They've all got sugars inside. It's just a sweet tasting poison. And my friends, Allah keep you and me safe. It will come to, haunt us. Allah bachai, that we see the inside and be inpatients inside a intensive care ward, the cardiology ward. Allah Ta'ala keep us safe. So rather than succumbing to the short-lived kind of temptation of these sweetie foods, let's go for the long-term health benefits. Alhamdulillah, mashallah. Reduce your sugar if you can't stop it. Use honey. Acacia honey, very, very good. The only honey that's been shown to reduce your insulin resistance, mashallah, acacia honey. Use that instead. And these biscuits, don't even let them come into your house. Throw them away. And incidentally, guess what is the most kind of sold item in the shops? The thing that sells the most? The thing that's sold the most is confectionery. When I go to these shops, I ask them, guys, what do you sell the most? And they always say, oh, this confectionery, crisp chocolates and fizzy drinks, that is what is sold in the most. And this is across the country, wherever you are. So habits, we need to form these habits, not just for our sake, for our children's sake as well. When you're feeling snackish, mashallah, fruit, dried fruit, amazingly good. Nuts, amazingly good. Oat cakes, so good for you. Oats is one of the foods, if you have time, we'll go through it today. 10 foods which get rid of anxiety. We'll talk about oats, inshallah. Let me just quickly go through this quickly so we can have time, inshallah. Then leafy greens. Leafy greens are very, very, they're powerhouses of nutrients. Spinach, kale, other leafy greens in abundance, vitamins, mineral, antioxidants. They're so good because they prevent arterial, clogging. So at least on your plate, there should be some amount of greens there. Yeah, mashallah. Moving on to oats. Oats is a superfood. The beta glucans, mashallah, that it contains have been proven to reduce your cholesterol. So, mashallah, good way to start your day is with oats. And oats is a powerful food. It helps to keeps your nerves, it fortifies your nerves. So oats are very, very good. You do have oats. You can use water. You can make it with water. You can make it with different kind of milk. Almond milk is very nice. Oatly milk is very nice. Oats are very good, especially for children, because it just gives you strength, mashallah. Moving on to turmeric or turmeric. Turmeric is the active ingredient. The active ingredient in turmeric is curcumin. So curcumin, and it's about 5% really in turmeric. So the active ingredient is curcumin. Curcumin is so good. Anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. It can potentially lead to reduced atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is the fats inside your blood vessels. May Allah Ta'ala keep everybody safe. The procedure to see where the blockage is called angiography. Angiography, where they put a small camera into your arteries and veins and they look inside, is quite painful and it comes with potential complications. Then angioplasty, where they use a balloon to inflate it and kind of push the cholesterol block backwards. So before we get to that stage, we should pay attention to our diet. The biggest things is, as I mentioned before, be careful of these hydrogenated fats, saturated fats, and oily foods, wrong oils. Good oils are rapeseed oil, olive oil, even vegetable oils. And the wrong oils are, guess what, are found in these takeaway foods, especially the fries. They're the worst kind of food you can ever have. Allah bachai. So people nowadays have turmeric shots. They have small, after each meal, they have a small shot of turmeric or olive oil. We were in Canada last year, mashallah, in them supermarkets. You get, even here now, turmeric shots. I don't see any olive oil shots here, but olive oil is the king of all health, inducing nutritional shots, mashallah. So curcumin, if you don't, you can get capsules with curcumin inside, the active ingredient of turmeric. Very, very beneficial, and mashallah. The next one is olive oil. Olive oil, what can I say? وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ. Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, to the next meaning that consume olive oil and anoint your bodies with it. One of the best the single best thing for your heart health is olive oil. Amazing. We have so less of it here in these North African countries, Mediterranean. They have so much of it. Some people have 23, 24 tablespoons of this, mashallah. Some of my neighbors near the Shipley Clinic, one individual, him and his wife, they have 22 tablespoons every day. So olive oil, amazingly good, but there's so much fraud in olive oil. Make sure you get the right one. Extra virgin, cold pressed, it has to be the real one. Because there's so much fraud going on. The way it happens in Manuka honey, it happens in olive oil as well. And nowadays, olive oil is so expensive. I was reading a while ago, some guy did a burglary somewhere, like everybody said, in Italy, and they left the silver and stole all the olive oil. That's how good it is, and it's going to be very expensive as well, mashallah. So olive oil, you can drink it in the morning, in the evening, put it on your salads. You don't cook with olive oil generally, unless it's very, very shallow temperature cooking, normal cooking. You don't use olive oil, because if you use olive oil for normal kind of high temperature cooking, it will cause free radical damage. Instead of benefiting, it will cause harm. And finally, the holy grail, green tea. Green tea has so much benefits, mashallah. Not here we're talking about the cardiovascular. It's so good for so much things. Green tea is good for your mood. It's good for your heart. It's good for your heart. Protective effect on your heart, mashallah. Contains catechins. These catechins are very, very good. These are natural antioxidants that are found in green tea, which have a very, very good protective effect on your heart. So if you're not drinking green tea, you need to start. And mashallah, if you can keep it without sugar, fantastic. If you can't, use acacia honey. Use that honey, mashallah. And just have the green tea all through the day. Many people, especially the Chinese people, they swear by this tea. It's so good, mashallah. So these were a list of, mashallah, the superfoods for the heart. Very, very important, very good for you. The key thing is, if you really want to take something away, is stop sugar. Stop anything, not just stop sugar, anything that contains sugar. Get into the habit of reading the labels of the foods you buy. Normally, this is what happens. The ingredient that's most in an item will be at the first. So you see all these, desserts. The biggest thing there, or the second biggest thing, is sugar. Anything that's got sugar, just avoid it. So I hope this is beneficial. Now I'm going to quickly go through this lycopodium remedy for children, mashallah. As I mentioned before, adults, now I'm going to spend the next 4 minutes, 20 seconds just going through the symptoms of lycopodium. Lycopodium is a very good remedy for children. Children that need this have a lot of fears. They have fears of the unknown. They don't like to be alone. They have a lot of insecurities. They have fear of strangers, of monsters, of ghosts, of animals that will attack them. They have a lot of stomach aches because of anxiety or because of stomach issues. It's a big remedy for indigestion, dyspepsia. Stomachs are not settled, even in the children. They can have headaches on the head, especially if they don't have food on time. They have hypoglycemic, low blood sugar, headaches. They need to eat on time. These children, if they don't have the meal on time, they get angry. It's not because they are angry. It's they're angry for the sake of it. It's because their blood sugars are going down. They're irritable. It happens with everybody. So they're better for eating. And this child who will benefit with this remedy, they have one craving, and the craving they have is they have to have sweets. They love sweets, and the things they don't like are things like beans and cabbages and shellfish and onions. They don't like these kind of foods. They have, as I mentioned, sensitive stomachs. They get sensitivity because of foods and also because of anxiety, and they will not skip food. They need to have food. This is why some people find it difficult to fast, because their metabolism is such that they need food. For them to fast, mashallah, they'll probably get a lot more reward, because for them it's difficult. Some people have a slow metabolism, they can fast all day long, no problem. But other people, especially these lycopodium people, when they fast, it's very difficult. So Allah Ta'ala will give them even more ajr, inshallah. And some children, especially children who have dark bags under their eyes, dark bags. So for these guys as well, lycopodium is a good remedy. And they're very, very chilly children. They're very, very cold, very, very cold. And it's a remedy for children who get colds and pneumonias and bronchiolitis illness is very, very common, and they're very anxious children. You look at their faces, they look anxious. If your child looks anxious for no reason, he needs lycopodium, mashallah. Children that need lycopodium have a fixation. They always put their fingers in their mouth all the time, and they're very insecure. They want somebody to be with them. Even when they grow older, they may act like they're not insecure, and they may act confident, but the reality is they're still quite insecure. Good remedy for eczema, especially eczema behind the ears. Cracked eruptions and eczema behind the ear is very good. And it's a good remedy for ear infections as well, mashallah. So a good remedy for dyslexia as well. This remedy is very good for dyslexia, where you have trouble with kind of neurological processing and reading and writing, mashallah. A very, very good remedy. And very hyperactive children, mashallah. So lots of colds, a lot of recurrent respiratory tract infections in the upper and lower respiratory tract. They're very, very chilly and desire for sweets, and it's a constipated remedy as well. And these children are very, very anxious. Now I'm going to go through a quick confirmatory checklist. Number one, this child who needs this remedy, they sleep on the right hand side, they have right-sided ear infections, they can have right-sided upper respiratory tract infection, whether it's the right tonsil or whether it's the right lobe in the lungs. And they have sore throats which are better by warm drinks, and they crave sweets. They have a lot of issues with the stomach, gas, constipation. They're worse if they miss meal. They're very cold, and their worst time is between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the evening. This is a very big sign. If your child is a lycopodium child, then, or if it's yourself, the worst time in 24 hours is between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. You don't like that time. That is the worst time for you. So this is a lycopodium child. If it sounds like yourself, then lycopodium, a good remedy would be 30 or 200 once a day for 2 to 3 weeks, inshallah. I hope you found today's program beneficial. Until next week, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.